3rd annual Canadian Sasquatch Mead Challenge. That's right. And today's contestant is Stephen Porr, aka SJ Porr. And check out what he sent our way. Look at this. You can see the Viking on there. This would be one of his Viking meads, I take it. Little Face Brewing presents the Angry Viking. So let's go ahead and read the bottle. This says, "This cherry melomel will give the Viking warmth and nourishment needed to carry on in battle." And let me explain why now. This was a 3-gallon batch starting that yielded 2 gallons of mead, of this sweet melomel. It's made with 9 pounds of raspberry honey and 3 pounds of orange blossom honey with 3 pounds of black cherries, and I used Mangrove Jack's mead yeast. That means it's going to be on the higher end. And oh yeah, sure enough, it says on the front here that this is 17.4% ABV. This is going to be one Happy Clemens homebrew here tonight. So let's get it cracked open. All right, we'll get the pour going here. Oh, it looked like honey pouring out. All right, wow. I'll save a bit for Christian, which he always appreciates. And look at that color. Look at that fabulous color. It's fairly clear. I think my glass got a little hazy, but look at that. That's not completely clear, but that's not bad. I'll tell you what. Looks pretty good. Let's get the nose. Ooh, you know, this is kind of fun. You are getting quite a few aromas coming off of this, and you would with the different stuff that was used in it. Because even though there was less of the orange blossom honey, I really still get that orange blossom honey. That must be a really fragrant honey. I've had it, but I've never thought of it that way. And I definitely get the cherry, a little bit of cherry, but you get the raspberry on that, of course, because you've got so much of it's raspberry honey. I get a little bit of alcohol. I don't know if it's fusel scents, but I get a little bit of alcohol in it too. But I mean, my goodness, you know, when you're 17%, wow. But it's definitely, it's all about honey in this with those fruit aspects. So kind of fun. It's very cold now, so we'll come back to the nose some more later, but we're going to jump in for the taste. Cheers. Wow. Wow. I tell you, you people, you make some really potent, really potent meads. Oh my goodness. This is syrupy. Thank goodness it doesn't have a medicinal flavor, right? But goodness sakes, you get the cherry on there. I thought with 3 pounds you wouldn't get much cherry. I was kind of concerned about that. I mean, because if I had made it, I probably would have had 6 pounds of the cherries, right? That's kind of my thing, you know. With a 3-gallon batch, I go with 6 to 9 pounds of fruit, but I get a little crazy there. But that raspberry honey, you know, the majority of it being that, and then you come back in with some of that orange blossom honey. This is a seriously sweet concoction. Having said that, I mean, it is very strong. But again, I don't think it reaches that point of cloying, but it just depends on the individual. I do have a sweet tooth. All right. I'm going to make some notes. I'm going to let this warm. Oh, Lord, help me. And I'll be back. All right, I've let this warm up for a good while. This is sweet. Very sweet. It is big. Very big. This indeed is a Viking mead. As much as I might have the heart of a Viking, I am not the size of a Viking. So, anyway, it's interesting how this has changed. Barbara actually asked me to pour some, I should say Kahlua Barb, pour some into a little shot glass halfway. because it's like a, not quite, but it's kind of like a cherry liqueur, but there's so many other flavors going on with this. So you get that cherry, you get some of that raspberry, you're getting still that honey blossom coming through. As it's warm, you get just the lightest amount of fusel alcohol, and kind of like Mary's, less so than Mary's. So I want to say that something maybe in the temperature or something that you guys have there during the fermentation process, maybe it warms up a bit too much possibly. But other than that, I mean, it's just faintly there, and this is so big and strong. It picked up a few characteristics though. And I want to say that kind of like in Steve Mertz mead, I started getting a little bit of a plum quality, not quite as much, and I also kind of picked up like some raisin quality, so some dark fruit quality to it. It is semi-viscous, so I mean it's just like this, comes off as, you know, rich raisin, you know, and whatnot. But this is this is one fantastic mead that no Viking could refuse. Skull.